Hi, I'm Dale, and I am absolutely delighted to be presenting to you my story, A Voice for Others, for International Women's Day. So who am I? Well, like I said, my name is Dale Darley. I am the co-founder of the Healing Book Project. I'm the author of Writing to Heal, which is books and courses, and I have written so many journaling and writing books. And I also run the Soul Writers Academy. And I live in Spain with my two beautiful doggies that you see in this picture. And this is where we live. It's a very remote little village. And when we talk about stories, this picture holds thousands of my stories. And what I'd like to do during this talk is inspire you to have the courage to explore yourself and share your story, because when we share our words and our stories, we change other people's lives, we inspire and impact others, and sometimes that's quite a difficult step to take. So I really want to encourage you to find that inner strength, that inner courage, and tell your story, change the world, inspire other people to be change makers alongside you. So the reason I do so much with writing and journaling is because journaling saved my life. So the picture you see of that remote little village, I left a quite awful relationship, and I discovered something 6 weeks later. I came to a new country. The house that I moved to was completely run down, and really that was a reflection of me, completely and utterly broken, and I didn't think I could fall apart anymore, and I did. But the key thing that helped me was the writing. Journaling, like I said, saved my life. I learned to love myself. When I came to Spain, I had lots and lots of illnesses, and the biggest awakening for me was when my spine fractured. And that was because of suppressing lots of emotions and really just living a life that wasn't good for me. So I healed my spine, I healed lots of underlying conditions. I did it all naturally. I'm a massive fan of natural healing. And then the doctor discovered I had something called MGUS. And MGUS is a precancerous blood condition that most people die with rather than from, but it like I say, it turns into two different kinds of blood cancers. And for a week, I allowed myself a week to kind of let my head spiral out of somewhere, and I journaled and journaled and journaled, and I came to the conclusion that we only ever have one choice, and that is to live our best lives. So I'm on a mission to inspire you to explore, write and share your stories so that you can reach the hearts of other people and you can inspire them to live their best lives. I think it's about knowing, when other people hear our stories, it's about knowing that if it's possible for that person telling that story, it's possible for me. So my big message is write to heal, and then write to heal the world. And I always ask people, what is it that you want to create in the world? What's your mission, your vision, your values? What's the legacy that you want to create? And how can you be a voice for others in whatever way that is? So it's about thinking, what is my story? And I know it's very, very difficult sometimes to share. And it's the impact that it has on the way that we live our lives. I've already said, I'm going to live my best life. The businesses you run, the products and services you create, clients that you attract, people that come into your life. You might write books, you might do other things that help you to change the world. So the question really I have is your voice ready to be heard? And that's not just about the outside world, that's about connecting inwards and hearing with those different ears and hearing what your heart and soul want to say. Now, you don't have to share your story straight away with the world. You truly don't. It's a process. So right now you could write in a journal, and then you could feel a bit braver and write in a blog, and when you're ready you could write a book. Now, When I say write a book, I've written so many books, personal stories, but I've never published them. And I call these my healing books. And you'll know when you're ready to share in a much, much bigger way. You might want to share your story on stage. And when we focus on the purpose, our purpose, the reason that we are here on planet Earth, we bring healing and meaning to all sorts of things, ourselves, the relationships we have, not only those intimate ones with our family, but our relationship with everybody that we come in contact with. And it's the relationship we have with the world and how we go out there and help the world to heal, how we help humanity to heal. So when the words that we speak leave our lips, they go to the right ears, and that could be one person, or it could be millions of people. I have no idea what impact you're going to make, because words have such incredible power, and we can use them wisely, and we can have control and power over how we use them. Caroline Flack said, if you can be anything in the world, be kind. I think I'm paraphrasing what she said. Her words are so powerful. That kindness can go out and reach the hearts of so many people that need to hear that. And all our stories have themes. There's something running through everything that happens. And sometimes we go off on a bit of a tangent thinking, oh, that's my theme of my story. But in reality, there's a theme that lies beneath everything that we do. And it's how we bring that into the world. Now, some of those stories are like, for me, I know that my biggest thing is I've gone from feeling completely powerless and angry at everything to discovering where that anger and powerlessness has come from, to learning about self-love and self-worth and the confidence to be me, which brings that inner peace and contentment. So your story might be about self-hatred to self-love. It might be about creating stronger boundaries in relationships. You may have burnt out and now you have great balance, and you bring balance to other people, help them to find balance. You might have been a bully or been bullied, and now you are a true brave heart. And in business and life, it is about finding out who we are, finding our voice, finding those stories in those themes so that we can inspire other people. So we often hear this thing about finding our authentic voice. But what does voice mean to you? Is it this thing that's coming out of my mouth? Is it something else? So when you hear someone speak, what do you get a sense of? Do you make judgments about who that person is, good or bad? I mean, we all get a sense for someone, maybe from the pitch and the tone, their accent. We might have a view on where we think they've come from based on how what we're hearing. Do you get an understanding of who they are, the journey that they've been on? Do you get a sense of any emotion that they've put across to you? Do you know what they're passionate about, what their purpose in the world is? Do you get a sense of their values when you hear them speak? Or is there something else? The voice is quite incredible. So once we learn to come inside and we learn to trust that inner voice, trust ourselves, trust those stories, trust that other people want to hear what we've got to say. When we write and speak, we can do that from the heart. And when we do that, our truth, our true voice will come forward. It takes a bit of time. I know it does. I struggled for years thinking, what am I listening to on the inside? And no one's going to want to listen to me, and all that kind of stuff. And, through writing and being brave and trusting myself, I've realized that I and you, we can be a voice for other people. And when we trust ourselves, other people are going to trust you. And we are all so, I love this picture, we are so incredibly unique. And, in the end, our voice is so much more than the sounds that we make or those noises that reach other people's hearts. It's people get that sense of who we are from what we say and how we say it, but it's that pure heart connection first. So when we discover our truth, that inner knowing about who we are and what we're here to do in the world, we can then do that in a really, really unique and different way. And when we share our stories, this is our legacy. But the most important thing is we do it our way. So I just want you to maybe grab a pen and paper and draw a little matchstick person and go, the old me and the me now, what are the differences? How would you describe yourself? I was very angry. I was very unsure of myself. I often didn't want to be here. And right now, like I said, I'm living my best life. I'm doing what I'm meant to do, inspiring people to write to heal and then write to heal the world. But what do you learn about the challenges and the conflicts that come up? Oh, I think we all, this incredible work in progress, because I tell you, stuff comes at me all the time and I think, I thought I'd already healed that. But it gives me that opportunity to discover those lessons, look at the choices that I made and the gifts that come out of that. And that's a great thing to look at. And you know what? Celebrate that, everything that you've been through, the healing journey that you've been on, because it's those things that help you become a voice for somebody else. And it's a great exercise because we never see that journey. We never go, oh, that was the old me and this is me. We just does. But I think it does us good sometimes to lay that stuff out and actually congratulate ourselves for the journey, the healing that we've made. So, what are the actions? What are those turning points, those awakenings that you took that helped you to change your life? What insight have you gained? Always ask that question. What have I learned from this stuff that I've been on? And when we tell our stories, when we become that voice for other people, people are going to want to know how we did that. How did we get those insights? And sometimes they're big and sometimes they're very, very little, but it doesn't matter. I was having a virtual one-to-one with someone only last week, and we were sharing our stories of childhood abuse, and she said one word to me. It was like a whole brick wall fell down, and suddenly I got some deep insight. And that's all it takes, is that one word, that, and sharing that insight that you got from whatever it was that changed your life. And this gives you this sense of what your core message is. And for me, stories are always thinking about what is the outcome we want for somebody else who hears our story and our message. Now, we can't control the outcome because people get different things from the stuff that we say, but it's being very clear that when we share the message, this is what we would like the outcome to be. So, for example, if you are a love and relationship coach, the core message is that perhaps that journey to self-love, and it might be something slightly different depending on the nature of your business. But if you were taking that message out about learning to love yourself, what are your core messages? What is it that you want to say? So it might be that you want to help people build strong foundations and take them through a process until they find purpose and meaning. It might be about coming into the heart and finding that really, really important inner peace and contentment. Learning to love yourself, it might be about healing abuse in whatever form that has taken. Learning to love yourself might help you when you're overcoming bereavement or estrangement, or just, there's so many things that we humans go through, but it's thinking about that core message. So thinking about it from the foundations up through to creating purpose and meaning, not only for yourself, but for other people. So I want to leave you with some questions. So I originally asked you what you wanted to create. Now I want to ask you, what do you want to be remembered for? There's that great exercise where you're in your coffin and there's 4 people standing around your coffin and you hear what they've got to say about you. So that's your legacy, the legacy that you want to leave behind, the things that, obviously we can't control what people say about us when we're not in the room. But what is that legacy that we want to leave behind? How can you share your values, your passion, your vision, your purpose, your mission in life? How could your authentic voice influence someone else's life at some level? Remember, it's about that trust. Who are those people that you want to inspire? I'm always amazed, when we do those ideal client profile things, and it's like, they're the people I want to inspire. And then someone completely not like that comes out of the woodwork and says that you've inspired them in some way. Who do you want to inspire? What value will someone get from hearing your story? What slice of your soul story, process, or key learning do you want to share? And remember, we tell the story, there's a process in it, and there's a piece of key learning that we share. What opportunities will sharing your story bring you? Because we want those opportunities to get out and inspire other people. And here's a really interesting question. Why do you need to share it? And why does someone else need to hear it? And then the all-important action question. What do you need to do to bring all of this to fruition? And I said earlier, it might just be writing in your journal, creating a blog, creating lots of blogs that could become a book, or creating something that could become your signature talk, a course, or something else. What do you need to do? What action? And remember, all you have to do is one thing. Think about that outcome and break it down into little baby steps, one step at a time. We don't need to change the world by doing massive things that overwhelm us. Little baby steps, bite-sized chunks. So I want to thank you for listening to me today. I'm Dale from daledarley.com. And when you get to my website, you can discover all the things that I do. And I hope from my heart to your heart that you have a truly, truly beautiful, beautiful day. And I wish you lots of love and luck.